Hey guys, this is Tim of TDG along with my buddy Carl, and in today's video we'll be talking about Mercenaries of Trathis, and we'll be talking about Secrets of the Atlas, just giving our thoughts, our feelings, our opinions on the league and how we've enjoyed it so far, or maybe not enjoyed it so far. But to start, Carl, what do you think of the league? How have you enjoyed it? What were some highlights, some lowlights? What do you think?
So it's been the first time I've played POE 1 in probably, gosh, I don't know, like actually played in probably over a year. I only played maybe
Right?
the first 2 or 3 days of Settlers. So I don't really count that as like playing it. Um, but it's been a ton of fun. I've enjoyed this league so much. The mercenaries have been such a nice touch to make some builds that otherwise wouldn't be able to perform. I don't really compare it to the top stuff. I know some of the lightning builds early in the league were just absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a lot of fun. Started off with the Bama build that we made some videos on and just kind of did a little bit of that early mapping with, and then converted over to the Essence Drain of Contagion build. And dude, it's been I think we just talked before we started up. What is it, like 3 days and 8 hours I have on that character?
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
dude, it's so much, and
Yeah.
it's really fun. I will say it is definitely not going to be for everybody. It is a ton of currency sink for not that much damage. I think right now I'm like peaking out at like 5.5 mil DPS, which it is not great. I won't lie.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, it's fun as shit. I have like 9,800 energy shield I'm running around with, and just kind of dodging all over the place. But
Oh my
how about
gosh.
you? I think I feel like we have some stuff to talk about with a recent video that may or may not have gone live, and has more comments on it than maybe all of our other videos together. So talk
Well,
to me a little bit here, buddy. What's going on?
well, mind you, the video Carl's referencing is the I Have a Problem video with playing Path of Exile, which you'll see somewhere here on screen, and I'll link it down below as well. But yeah, there's 75 comments on that video, which again, appreciate a ton of love. I mean, half of those I'm responding with. Seriously, so much help from the PoE community, providing insight to like what is my possible problem. Some people are like, yeah, you just don't like ARPGs. Some people are just offering like, hey, you just don't know enough, and you said that as well. We had
Yeah,
the pinned comment in that video. I was joking, or we were joking about like, hey, that's your burner account, I think, right? Because what
yeah,
he said was perfect. Again, giving this whole outline of like goals and what you should do. And at the end of the day,
yeah,
for me, it's a knowledge issue. But with Path of Exile itself, I enjoy Path of Exile too. We were just kind of talking about the mechanics, how it feels more meaty, especially with like the Ice Strike monk that I enjoyed. But at least here with Path of Exile 1, right? Like I did Ring of Fire or Righteous Fire. And again, I enjoyed it. Like enjoyed just walking through the walking simulator, as some people commented.
yep,
But I struggled to continue, right? Like it would start to lose my interest. I didn't really know what I was doing, even though we had talked about, hey, let's do Harvest, let's do Essence. And for me, I'm like, all right, I'm
dude,
mapping. Now I have to get to T17 maps. It's like, no, that's not
Tim.
necessarily the goal. It's unlocking the Atlas. Essentially, from the video that I had posted about me having a problem with Path of Exile 1 and Righteous Fire, right? It was mainly a knowledge issue and not really knowing what I'm doing, and I obviously don't, right? I probably have a collective maybe 70, 80 hours total still in this game at this point. But yeah, I mean, I just struggled to even get, like, I'm at tier 6, tier 7 maps, right? And again, for me, I'm like, I'm here, that's it. Like, I feel bored is how I was kind of talking to you about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we were talking about late last week, about trying to set up some goals and just trying to take it one day at a time and not try to race through it. I know we had talked about previously, and I think you even said it in that video, that some of what you really enjoy is like having that person that you're able to, competitively like take their lunch money, I think is how you say it. And
Hmm.
I, I don't know that you're going to get that feeling in PoE, but I do think that being able to set up goals and like be able to see the progress happen, like ARPGs are grindy, right? They're
Yeah.
different. They're weird. It's the same thing but different from a Tarkov, right? It's like a yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to compare that, but they are very similar in the sense that Tarkov is like, it is self-made unless you're using the flea market, right? So if you
Hmm.
self-impose that restriction, it's kind of the same thing. You are doing the exact same thing over and over. You're getting into gunfights, so that's not really happening here. But here you get to
Right.
compete with the AI, right? Can you push the levels higher? Can you get through the map tiers? As you're getting to the map tiers, now you're getting better gear. Now your better gear is going to get you hopefully higher content. Higher content drops you better currency items, all these things, and so on and so forth. And then using, if you hit I think you're in game right now, if you hit I believe it is Control G, it'll pull up your passive atlas tree, and you'll be able to see what is what you're spec'd into. So if you're into like
Hmm.
the essences, if you're able to go into harvest, if you're going into scarabs, shrines, all of these little things that you're able to like play the game more of how you want to play the game.
Right.
That's part of what just I love about Path of Exile. It's There's so many mechanics that it's impossible to do them all, but
Hmm.
like little things like this extra tree that, like, don't get me wrong, is hang on, let me open the textbook and sit down for my 20-hour lesson in what's happening.
Yeah.
It just allows you to play more of your game, and it's, I don't know, that there's something about that that I just love, and that's probably, that I think one of the comments said that that is part of what makes the PoE community so cultish. I probably couldn't agree more with that.
Hmm.
It's what just drives me to like love this game. And I mean, shit, if you watch Ziz will literally make a different character for different content. You know what I mean? So he's min
Yeah.
maxing each type of content style. I don't know if maybe that's something that we could look to do, or
Possibly.
instead of an all rounder, just giving you like one goal. But
Hmm.
even with that, like, so maybe this league, what we do is just try to get your RF character to a point where you can try everything
Hmm.
and see what you like. I know you like Blight, right? So maybe we figure out what just crushes Blight and just let you run some blighted maps. Like, have you found any of those yet?
Blights. Yeah. I mean, again, I just sit there with RF and let them come to me half the time, right? Like
No,
it's enjoyable. What?
blighted maps.
Oh, one of them, I think. Yeah, just one blight map.
Okay, yeah, that's a thing where the entire map is just the major blight, and it's like a 5 minute escapade. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I suck at those. I don't have the patience or the coordination with any of the builds I ever run.
Yeah, I mean, blight just kind of reminds me of like tower defense, and I think that's why I enjoy it
Yes,
per se. But
it's, it's exactly what it is.
yeah, and again, for me, I even as you were kind of talking about, I showed the Atlas tree or looked at it. I did Control G, and I'm like, wow, I have nothing filled right now. So clearly, haven't experienced the full game. Definitely know that, and that's a problem. But ultimately, I think again, as a lot of people said in the I have a problem videos, again, it's a knowledge issue, right? I've enjoyed Path of Exile. I think I've oddly enjoyed PoE 2 more, and again, it comes down to the gameplay and the style of PoE 2 versus PoE 1. We've talked about how that's a little different. And you kind of mentioned how, like, yeah, there's no sense of competition, which I really love in games, right? Like, I love getting one up on another guy. And as you kind of mentioned with Tarkov, at least, like, yeah, there is that experience there, and you can be very. It's much easier to be self made in Tarkov than it is in this game, 100%. At least in my experience. Uh,
I don't think you fully understand how many tools you don't understand yet.
oh, I know nothing yet.
Yeah, I think if you give this game a year's time of you learning, I don't think you'd say that. This game is
Hmm.
so easy to make your own experience and build your own gear, and like little ways, like the boot crafting video, right?
Right.
I did nothing, right? So if I was playing that by myself, yeah, you have to kind of luck into the base, whatever. But then it's just raw divines, do a little bit of betrayal, get the veiled chaos, get some essences that you can do over time, which then you can use harvest to convert to the essence you're looking for.
Yeah, you're speaking a foreign language.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, right? And like bing bang boom, you're
Yeah.
crafting items. As you progress the game naturally, you'll start to get the mini bosses, I'll call them for lack of a better word, like the conquerors and stuff that can drop their awakened orbs, and then you slam, and now you have an item that has it's not an affix. It's a like an affinity type, like a shaper item or a crusader item. And now they can roll special mods, and now you're doing things like that. Like, that's what I mean. Like, as you start to learn more, you're
Hmm.
gonna be like, oh, this is crazy. Like, I want to farm elder. I want to farm shaper. I want to farm this. I want to farm
Yeah.
that. And then you're getting bases, and you're like, that's it. I just think there's more to it than you realize,
Oh, I
and that's
mean,
probably why you're not having fun. Actually,
it's because it's overwhelming. There's so much I have no idea what I'm
yes.
doing, right? There's so much that is already in this game that I don't know where to go or where to start, right?
Yep,
And again,
yep.
this to be simple, this all comes down to like a knowledge issue, and that impacts my experience, and of course that comes in time, which a lot of people were saying. So
Yeah.
again, for me, it's been fun. It's been difficult, I think. And again, it's going to take time for me to even have more fun in the game. The whole league mechanic with the mercenaries has been fun. I think it's gotten repetitive per se. It's nice to find gear or items on them. Nothing too crazy, I feel like, in terms of like, wow, this is game changing to me, at least in my
Oh,
experience.
they're
But
these
like,
guys, they have mage bloods on them, which is like a 200 div item, 250
So
divine.
yeah, that's crazy in that case. Like I can at least slightly understand that,
Yeah.
but and I know people can like I haven't even gotten into suiting up my mercenary, right? So like again, a knowledge thing, like
Mhm.
I don't even know where to start with that. So for me, like my experience has been majorly impacted by my knowledge of
Yeah.
Path of Exile itself, but still I've enjoyed it, had fun figuring it out slowly but surely over time. But yeah, I've had a good experience with the game so far.
So I would take this then if you're finding yourself as somebody who likes PoE 2 more, which I'll be able to give my impression on that when they finally get a good league launch. Hopefully at the end of August, we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, but we've talked about it. I have over 3,000 hours in PoE 1. I'm no
Hmm.
veteran by any means, but I'd say it's a pretty hefty chunk of time.
Yep.
Um, I would say the time that you spend in PoE 1, just enjoy it for what it is. Take it as a way to learn the basics of what is to come in PoE 2.
Hmm.
Because a lot of these mechanics are going to get ported over, whether they're one for one or like for like, it will be something.
Yeah.
And I think that will give you a leg up as you're trying to learn in PoE 2 as new things are coming out. You'll go
Hmm.
into something with an idea, right? If you learn recombinating in this game, you'll have an idea of how to recombinate in PoE 2. If you
Right.
learn harvest in this game, harvest is never going to PoE 2, but the point would still stand, right? You'd have an idea of it. And I think that even starts to help the learning curve over there.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I think for me as well, Path of Exile 2 has actually been easier to learn because, as you mentioned, like
Yeah.
none of the mechanics are ported over. Like here in this, like the whole Atlas tree, like doesn't exist really in PoE 2,
Yeah,
and
not yet.
yeah, not yet, right? And so even just that, like it's easier to understand the game by itself. So that's why I think I had an easier time with it. That there's just less to learn, really. But I mean, with all that being said as well, Carl, was there anything you wanted to close with? Any highlights that you wanted to add in? From this league so far for yourself?
For myself, no. You guys can be expecting within the next week or two, whenever I get time to just finish it up. I'm gonna go rip through with that Essence Drain. It's not even Essence Drain, that Blight of Contagion build. We're gonna kill every major boss in the game. We'll see about doing the Ubers. If I don't know if I could last 10 minutes in a fight where my little DPS calculator tries to figure itself out, but and that'll probably be my last video for the league. To be honest, maybe we'll
Hmm.
mess around and burn the 100 divine that I have sitting in the stash with some crafting. But I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a break before the PoE 2 launch comes out. Try to do about 4 weeks or so in between, so I could kind of recharge,
Hmm.
and then I'll be jumping into that. So if there's any content that you guys want to see for PoE 2 when that jumps in, or anything to finish up this league, leave that down below in this video and let us know. We'll try to jump into that, or I'll try to facilitate that best I can too.
Yeah. And for me here as well, I'll be developing a video based upon all the comments that were put in the I Have a Problem video. Just kind of like the best advice for beginners for PoE 2 by you, the community, which was super helpful for me. And I, again, cannot appreciate that enough, guys. But with all that being said, we hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. And otherwise, we will see you in the next one.
Peace.